This podcast is sponsored by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. Free free. There's also creation tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. I actually use Anchor for this podcast, and it has saved me a lot of time and energy because everything is consolidated in one place. It just makes it so much easier. So if you're interested in doing the same thing, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Once again, you can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey y'all, my name is Christian. I'm a millennial, and this is the Millennial Mind. Millennials get a bad rap for being lazy, non-productive members of society. They are also told that their opinions are warped and that they don't matter. This podcast is designed to express an opinion, but from a millennial's perspective. We will talk about everything from love and relationships to pop culture to pretty much everything that comes to mind. Come join me on this journey of speaking my mind, and I hope that all of you are speaking your mind as well. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Goli gummies. Now, we all know that apple cider vinegar is the new health kick right now, okay? So you're supposed to take a shot or two in the morning. Some people take it 3 times a day, and you're supposed to get a lot of health benefits, such as losing weight, appetite control, etc. If you guys have ever taken apple cider vinegar shots, it is a very strong taste, okay? It's a very strong taste. It burns your throat when it goes down, just the whole nine. I used to take apple cider vinegar shots as well, and I just got sick of the taste. So I tried to find an alternative to it where I wouldn't lose the benefits, but the taste would be a little bit better. That's when I found out about Goli gummies. Now, Goli gummies, they are little gummies that has apple cider vinegar in it, and you get all of the same benefits of an apple cider vinegar shot. So the appetite control, the weight loss, etc. It's really tasty, so you don't have that burning sensation that's going down your throat every time you consume it. It's amazing. It comes in nice little packaging. They also have, you can also get an individual bottle if you want to try it, or you could do the 1 month supply, 3 month supply, or even a 5 month supply of these gummies. I take them every day and I love them. I try not to eat them as candy because they're just that good. If you want to take advantage of these gummies, I do have a special promo code for my listeners. You can go to go.goli.com/cfuller to get an additional 5% off your purchase. And there is nothing wrong with additional savings. I will take whatever I can get. So if you want to take advantage of these gummies, go to go.goli.com/cfuller to get additional savings. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of The Millennial Mind. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of speaking my mind, and I hope that all of you are speaking your minds as well. So just a few announcements. One, I hope you guys read my latest blog post that came out this past Friday about my experience with the COVID-19 vaccine. If you haven't read it yet, make sure you go to christianfuller.com/blog and take a look at it. And then while you're there, make sure that you read the previous posts as well. Also, make sure you guys tune in every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Instagram for Live and in Color. It's a live that I do with Renee B. Renee, one of my good friends that was a guest on my podcast for season 1. Make sure you listen to us. It's basically a girl chat. Who doesn't like a good girl chat, okay? So it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on RBR Blogs page on Instagram. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday. Okay, I believe those are my announcements for today. I wanted to get into today's episode, and this was on my heart to speak about. So this week I had dinner with a friend, and this was a friend from law school, and she's always been just a really pleasant person and just really nice to me and really treated me right. And I felt like when I talked to her about certain things, she would listen and really take the time to kind of understand what I was saying and then provide input when necessary. So I thought about this friendship a lot and compared it to other friendships that I have. And I would say, to generalize it, more relationships that I have. And I don't have too many people that I call friends where I feel like I'm getting something in return. I feel like I'm always giving. Now, that's not to say that, I want to take from people all the time. That's not what I'm saying. But I believe that there should be, in any good relationship, a little give and take. So you give a little, you take a little. Sometimes you may be in a position where you can give more. That's fine. Sometimes you may be in a position to, you may be in a position that you need to take a little bit more. That's fine too. But you shouldn't be taking all the time, and then you shouldn't be giving all the time as well. I evaluated my relationships, and it seemed like I was giving all the time. And I was wondering why that was the case and why I was still hanging on to these relationships that just kind of seemed like a burden. I think part of the reason is because I felt obligated, because I've been friends with a lot of these people for years. So, I'm like, okay, long-term friendship, maybe this is a little snag in the road that will resolve itself, but it never does. Another reason that I could think of is I just want to be nice. I'm a generally nice person. It takes a lot for me to get upset or get mad. So I think people know that. So they use it to their advantage. And that's something that I definitely need to work on. But yeah, those are a couple of reasons that I can think of why I keep holding on to these relationships. Lately, I've been trying to distance myself from these kinds of relationships because it just seems to be more of a burden than anything. Like, my spirit wasn't being charged. I felt like I was being drained. It was just a lot. Have you guys ever felt that way, where you have certain relationships that are just more draining? They're not uplifting. They're not doing you any good. It's like a monkey that's like on your back, just like constantly picking at you. And you're just like, the only thing you have to do is like take the monkey and then put it down on the ground and just leave it there. but you're not doing it for whatever reason. That's what I feel like. I remember there was one time where I did get rid of that monkey on my back. So I had a friend from law school who she was a trip and a half, okay? So she just had a very negative spirit. So she would complain a lot, she would talk about people. It was just negativity all around her, and every time I was around her, I just felt down and depressed and anxious and just overall sad. So I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to let this relationship go. And I did. And as soon as I let that relationship go, I felt a weight that was lifted off of me. Like it felt like a heavy weight being lifted off of me, and that I could see the world better. I could breathe. It was just a sigh of relief. And I know some of you guys have felt that way as well. So why are we even holding on to these relationships? They're not doing us any good. They're only weighing us down and making our mental state and our spiritual state just decrepit. Like there's no reason for us to hold on to these relationships, but it could be for the reasons that I've mentioned as well, where you just want to be nice, or these have been long-term relationships. But I'm telling you right now, these relationships that are not doing you any good, whether you've been friends for 50 years, whether you've been friends for 5 years, 5 months, it's time for you to let it go. We have to get to the point where we are protecting our ourselves from just people that are going to constantly drain us. Like I was saying before, there has to be some kind of give and take. If you're constantly giving, that's exhausting. That's exhausting when you have someone who's constantly taking from you and they're not giving anything in return. They're just take, 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 take. Like how like of course when you give, there's only a certain amount that you have to give, and after a while your cup is gonna run dry. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So take like let these relationships go. They're not serving you anything. They're not benefiting you. And I know it's easier said than done. I know with the friend that I let go, I was saying, hey, I, over the course of our friendship, I've noticed these particular things and they are not serving me any justice right now. They're not serving me any good deeds. So I'm going to have to let this go. And of course, this particular person went off, which was expected. But at the same time, even though she did went off or go off, I still felt so much relieved. And it was kind of sad to me because she didn't say, oh, Christian, I'm sorry that you felt that way while around me. Let me try to do something to help with that so that we could like save our relationship. No, she just went completely off. So that just shows that she wasn't really a good friend from the beginning. But it's really time to protect your spirit, protect your peace, protect you. Because people, they will take from you and they will continue to take as long as you let them. And what you need are people around you, people in your circle who's going to uplift you, where there's going to be a give and take, not people who's just going to take. And me being around this particular friend this week for dinner kind of show me that there are people out there who are willing um to give, and they're willing to really be a true friend and contribute to your success, contribute to your overall wellness, and not just take from you. Um, I feel like it's rare for you to find people like that, but they're out there. So if you don't have any friends like that, keep pushing, keep searching. They're there. Um, just don't give up hope. They're out there, and I hope you find quickly those people who are going to lift you up and not tear you down. So, guys, have you experienced the same thing that I have where you've had friends or just relationships in general where people have just like torn you down or just drained you completely? Let me know in the comments or let me know via email at mindofmillennials@gmail.com. You can also make sure to like our Facebook page, The Millennial Mind, and then our Instagram page, _millennial mind. Make sure you guys just make some comments on the pages or like whatever you want to do, just to let me know that you're there. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment so that this podcast will be more noticeable to other listeners. If you want to support this podcast, you can do anywhere from 99 cents a month to $5 a month. You can go in the link in the show notes, and that will allow you to do a monthly subscription if you so choose. Okay, guys, of course, I have a quote for you guys. I did come up with a quote last week, I believe, but I do have one on deck right now. And it says, a dead battery cannot jump another dead battery. Get away from people who can't charge your spirit when you need a jump. Amen to that. That just kind of solidified everything I just said today. But thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys got something out of this episode. And until next week, I will talk to you guys soon.